Because there was a time
Mhm.
a couple of years ago where the rules were different on LinkedIn. I didn't do this tactic, but I know people who did were successful. They sent out 1,000 messages a day saying, "Hi, I'm so and so. I do this. Is that a service you could use? Can you meet me for a Zoom call?" And Zoom was still kind of exciting and new, and people were looking for an excuse to stop talking to their kids and spouse during the pandemic. You could send that out, and you send out 1,000 a day. You book 10 meetings a day, you close two, and you're happy. Well, a couple of things have changed. Number one, LinkedIn changed some of its rules where they ratcheted it back. And these are not precise numbers, but if you could give out 1,000, now you can give out 100. The other thing that's changed is people's attitudes like, oh my God, not another Zoom call. I'd rather chew off my arm. I know I don't take any Zoom meetings with
Right.
anyone ever, really, if I can help it. So what's the best practice, and what are you advising your students to? You're at Northeastern. That's in Boston, am I correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. What
So
are you advising them to do?
what you just described is what we affectionately call the pitch slap. Here I am. Here's my stuff. You want to buy?
Mhm.
No, thank you very much. I do not. What I would suggest is still doing that reach out, but not to 1,000 people a day. How about 10? How about 10 people that are either in your industry or working for an organization that you're interested in, either working for or buying from or selling to, or maybe they write about a common interest, a hobby, or someone. Send out a personalized message to 10 people a day. Two will accept it. That's fantastic. At the end of the week, you have 10 new connections that you didn't otherwise have. Do not invite them to a coffee chat, to a Zoom, because they're not interested. They're zoomed out. Thank them for their connection and engage with what they have to say when they have to say it.
Mhm.
Build a relationship the way you would build any other relationship. As opportunity presents itself, if opportunity presents itself, then yes, invite them to a get to know you networking call. Again, so that you can understand them for what they want to be known for, and they can understand you for what you want to be known for. Seems like a long, hard slog because sending out 1,000 a day and 10 meetings and so on, that was a whole lot more profitable back in the day. It's not working at all right now. So the two connections a day that you make by being authentic and by being just a genuine, interesting person to have in their network is far more viable.
Interesting to me, you also call yourself a coach. And I've been in the training business, the speaking business for decades. I typically have not called myself a coach. I've called myself a trainer. People say coach, they think of Anthony Robbins and people wildly
Yeah,
successful.
maybe.
I do meet so many people who tell me they've been through a coaching program. They're a certified coach. They've been through this person's program, then this person's program. And then I ask them, well, okay, I don't mean to be overly personal, but how do you get clients? And, you know, how much are you really banking with your coaching? And invariably, 99% of the time, people are like, well, I haven't really, marketed myself. I'm not making money from that. I'm still, being a waiter, or I'm still doing sales stuff, or I'm doing other things. They kind of like the label. It seems sexy and cool to call yourself a coach. But very few people have actually figured out how to market themselves as a coach, how to get clients, how to go from talking to someone who may have a need all the way through that, threading that needle to the point where they've paid you money and you're then either meeting with them on Zoom or in person or training them. Walk us through your process of how you became a coach and what does that even mean to you?
Sure. So let me start with the what does it mean to me? What it means to me is that one-on-one relationship that I don't generally have when I'm doing a training session. I am a teacher at my core. I love the thought of helping people. And whether I do that in a large audience form with formally teaching in front of a classroom or speaking or whatever the case may be, it's fantastic. But I also appreciate being able to sit down with somebody one-on-one and help them work through the things that they want to work through. And the beauty of coaching for me is I never have an answer, but I like to think that I have some pretty good questions. And together, we really dig deep into the things that they're curious about. And inevitably, they have the answers themselves. We just work through that. How do I find clients? They kind of find me because of people knowing me for what I want to be known for. My coaching clients have all been referred to me from somebody else. Sometimes it's a coaching client, former coaching client. More often than not, it's somebody that I've had a different personal relationship with. Maybe I worked with them. Maybe I taught a session that they were a participant in, or whatever the case may be. So frankly, when it comes to marketing myself as a coach, I could probably learn a thing or two, but I don't choose to do a lot of that marketing right now because I like the way that the relationships that I have with my coaching clients have come about authentically.
And walk us through how it evolves when you help people. And there's a lot of different coaching models. There are people who have, coaching / mentorship community, and it's once a month, and you're in with 500 people.